make. I will. I will give presentation for slide from here, and you can explain this. Prashant, floor is now. Prashanta is the. I already told he is the recruitment director for Seneca College for South Asia region, including Middle East and other. He has so many other Canada India Foundation and so many others in community involvement, Indo-Canada chambers. But today's show is for the Seneca formal informal capacity. He will talk, but this is all his advice. It's not anything legal arise. Please, we are not liable this show, but Prashant, he will doing his personal capacity for today. Prashant, it's your turn.
Thank you, Dr. Purna and Global Canada TV. If you can kindly make me the host, I will be able to share the screen. So,
sure. Participant. Make host. Yeah, you are host now. Yeah.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
It's popping up.
Yes.
Yes. Now I would.
So yeah, once again, thank you and namaste to everyone in Nepal. It's my honor to be invited by Global Canada TV to talk about Canadian education and also opportunities for Nepalese students to study in Canada through Seneca programs. So in this presentation, I will go over briefly about what Canada as a country has opportunity for students from Nepal to live and work in Canada. Again, as Dr. Purna, you mentioned, my name is Prashanta Srivastava. I'm the Director for Business Development at Seneca for Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia region. We will cover briefly about Canada and Toronto because for students in Nepal, it is important to know about Canada, about Toronto, the city where Seneca College is based, a brief overview of Canadian education system, study, work, and live in Canada, the opportunity which Canadian education provides students from all over the world. A brief about Seneca, also experiential learning, the practical learning opportunities for students when they study in Canadian colleges. They can study, they can work. We have excellent co-op programs. Plus also about student services, what services we provide, what support we provide to international students from Nepal. Also, then we can have a Q&A session. You can ask any questions. Your audience can ask questions to me.
Perfect.
So as you can see in the slide, like Canada is one of the, let me see, it's taking time actually. So again, Canada is one very beautiful country from coast to coast. Again, Nepal is equally beautiful, but Canada is very large country. It is the second largest country in the world. If you will see the map of Canada, it has 10 provinces, 3 territories. Official languages are English and Canada. It has a border with the US. 90% of the population lives across the US border. But as you see, it's a large country. But when we compare in the context of Nepal, which is really like a landlocked country with a high density of population, but Canada has only 36 million people. So it is a demand and supply. Nepal has a large young population, a demographic dividend, and Canada, with its demography, it's a large country. And to maintain this large country, we need people. That is why we are reaching out to international countries where there are more younger people who have ability to come, live, and study. Canada is also a very multicultural country. There are over 250 ethnic origins and 6.4 million people speak an immigrant language. And there are 60 plus Aboriginal language. These are the First Nations of Canada. They have 60 plus languages. But other than that, anyone who has come to Canada is an immigrant. They have come from outside of Canada. We also say Canada is a land of opportunity. It is, as I said, second largest country. The adult literacy rate is 99%. There are 6 big cities in Canada with 1 million people. The Trans-Canada Highway, which connects coast to coast, is one of the longest highway system in the world. So also it's important for your students and for your prospective students to know about Canadian culture and values. Canada is a multicultural society, and it welcomes people from all nationality, all religions, and there is no racism in Canada. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are the key ethos on which Canadian society functions. You will see this diversity wherever you live in Canada, wherever you work in Canada, wherever you study in Canada.
Awesome.
So let's come to Toronto, where we all are based, and Seneca has large campuses in York region, Toronto, and Peterborough. So Toronto has a population of around 2.7 million people. It is again a multicultural city. It is the 4th largest city in North America. 50% of the people in Toronto were born outside of Canada. So you can see that so many people have come to Toronto, and it's a really like a cosmopolitan and international city. Over 130 languages are spoken in Toronto. You can find every ethnic community living in Toronto, every type of food in Toronto. So that is the mosaic of this city. Now, also when students are coming to Canada, it's important for them to understand the Canadian education system, what it offers, because education system in Canada is different than the education in Nepal, because both are different countries. One of the most important thing for students to know is education is a provincial jurisdiction, and it is a top priority of the province. So for example, healthcare and education, these are the key sectors in which every province in Canada, every territory in Canada has its own mandate. And largely it is publicly funded, and Canadian education system is ranked among the best in the world. So this slide is going to show you a different structure of Canadian education system, how you can differentiate colleges, universities, institutes within Canada, and how the relationship also is there between a college and a university. So there are different levels. After students, they complete their secondary education, they can go for apprenticeship, then they can go to colleges, they can go to university and colleges. There is some institutions offering both programs, and then also they can go to universities. So when you see universities, they are offering 4-year degrees, masters and doctorate. These are University of Toronto, Toronto Metropolitan University, York University, these type of universities, and they have doctorate and research programs also, which are postdoc programs. And then you have colleges and institutes like which are offering practical education, and they offer degrees as well. Like colleges like Seneca, we are offering over 20 degree programs, but our degrees are practical, they're applied degrees. Then there is a transfer also from university to college. From college to university, students can transfer because colleges are offering 2 years diploma in Ontario, and then 2 years of associate degrees like in the province of British Columbia. So students can transfer from college to university. But at the same time, because colleges are offering 4-year degrees, many colleges, students can complete degrees from colleges also. As well, colleges are also offering in Ontario graduate diploma, which are called graduate certificate programs. These are 1 to 2 years of program. So you can see like many students, you will see an arrow from 4-year bachelor degree to graduate diploma, because many students, when they complete 4-year degrees in Ontario or elsewhere, if they are not able to get jobs, they will do industry certified certificate programs, which are offered mostly in colleges. And that's where the college comes in Ontario, that they are offering practical. Many of them are offering polytechnic education like Seneca, and then students are able to find employment in their field. So that's how the college system is structured, with diploma program, degree programs, and graduate diploma programs. In Ontario, in the province of Ontario, where we are based, there are 24 colleges, and they started in 1966 by the Act of Legislature of the province of Ontario. They are offering vocational and practical education, and these are like for upskilling of the people. So many times you will see colleges like Seneca, we are offering micro credentials, certificate programs for newcomers, the new immigrants who are coming. For them, it is useful for upskilling, and then they are able to integrate in the job market because programs are aligned to the local job market needs also.
So it's 24 total colleges in Ontario.
Public colleges, yes,
Okay.
yes, public colleges, 24 publicly funded colleges. Then the beauty of Canadian education is that because for international students, IRCC offers them an opportunity to work part-time, also postgraduate work permit, and also various pathways to permanent residency. So this is what we call study, work, and live in Canada. They can study in Canada, they can work in Canada, and if they choose to live permanently, they can apply for permanent residency also. So this is the most attractive feature of Canadian education, that along with the studies, it is offering students to work part-time and then also get in the postgraduate employment and also the pathways to permanent residency. Now I will talk briefly about Seneca. So Seneca is one of the largest post-secondary institutions in Canada. We have 17,000 international students from 150 countries. We have 35,000 full-time students, 60,000 part-time registrants. So by the size and offerings of Seneca, it is one of the largest post-secondary institution in Canada. If you will see different streams in which Seneca offers programs, he offers programs in aviation, business, fashion, health sciences, law, public administration, information, communication, technology, science and engineering, recreational, health sciences. So many different fields. There are 290 different fields in which Seneca is offering programs, which leads to 500 different career options. And as you see in the picture also, that it's more hands-on, more practical. So when you will come to colleges like Seneca, you will see these state-of-art facilities, the labs, the infrastructure where student is able to apply their education and then get in the workforce. So that is the most beneficial part of Canadian college education at Seneca, that it is offering a polytechnic practical education. So these are some of the campuses of pictures of Seneca. We have campus in downtown now, and then the campus with the lake you see, that is the King campus. It is a 700-acre campus, 40 minutes north of Toronto. And then the building which you see with Seneca sign, that is our main flagship campus, located on Donwitz and Finch. That is Seneca Newnham campus, which is the largest college campus for Seneca. Then we have the campus with the office building, which you see, that is Seneca International Academy. This campus is dedicated to international students. With the growth of international students, Seneca dedicated a full campus to international students so that the programs in this campus are run for international students. Then again, we have partnership with York University. So we have a campus on the premises of York University, which is called Seneca at York. This campus is also home to Seneca Film Institute, where we are offering animation and creative arts program as well. And then at a glance, as I explained earlier, we offer more than 290 programs leading to 500 different careers. Student can choose from diploma, advanced diploma, certificate, graduate certificate, or the degree program. So in sense, lot of choices for students to make. And the importance of Seneca education is it is student focused. There are different pathways. If student wants to transfer to a university, they can do that through Seneca education, or they can continue at Seneca, which is offering a practical hands-on education. About faculty in Seneca, they come from the industry, like people from the industry, they come and teach in Seneca, not necessarily like everyone would have PhD, but they would have definitely industry experience. So industry experience, practical experience is a must for faculty in Seneca so that they can bring it in the classrooms while they're teaching students. So another benefit of education is the co-op education. So many programs in Seneca would have co-op, which is a paid internship. Students can study, they will work in the relevant field, and then they will graduate. If the paid internship is not available, we do offer unpaid internship also in the programs where student is able to get a field experience, which is again a practical experience. We also have a strong focus on entrepreneurship. Seneca has an entrepreneurship center, which is Seneca Helix, and this center provides free entrepreneurship services to a mentorship to the students. Any international and domestic student in Seneca can avail these services. It is free. If they have an idea, the center can help them to take it to the next level. Also, they collaborate with the ecosystem in GTA by partnering with the Venture Lab and other startups, other incubators in the GTA. Also, they connect with international incubation centers also where we have developed partnership. So students can take their product and services and ideas to the global different countries. Like we have partnership in Korea, India, Mozambique, Latin America, and Europe. Also, we send students to European Innovation Academy for pitching competitions as well. Also, we work with 1,000+ industry partners in Ontario, where students are placed for jobs and also for internships. These are some of our featured partners in Ontario. In terms of student services, we are offering free airport pickup. We have on-campus residence. Also, we provide them health insurance and also 24-hour helpline for providing health services. We also have on-campus residence, as I told you. So students want to avail these facilities, they have to go on the website and book it. As well as students can live off campus. We have a website by which students can select accommodation and make their booking for housing as well. So in sense, I think I'm pretty close to 15 minutes. So I will end my presentation. We also have a website with useful resources and tips, as well as a Life in Canada video, which students can watch before coming to Canada so that they can get better orientation. We run so many orientation and pre-departure sessions in which students can participate as well. So with this, I will end my presentation and I'm open for questions. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Prashant. Can you make me host and then I will continue? Thank you for your nice presentation. We also have Sujit Paudyal here and Hari Khatri also in the phone, and we have lots of questions. I have some questions. I will start from there. Again, thank you very much. For the who doesn't know Seneca, the Prashant beautifully described. There are 200 courses, degree courses, diploma courses, certificate courses, and vocational courses. And there's most of courses are with paid internship, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and degree. And then if you want to hands-on and you want to jobs after the study, that's the one of the best education Canada offer. Not only Seneca, but most of college. But among them, Seneca is one of the prominent. My basic question is, do you have any record or whatever in the current enrollment of Nepalese student in Seneca?
Yes, so before coming to this session, I did find out. So we have in January 2023, we got over 250 students from Nepal. And also I want to share with you that in last 2 to 3 years, Canada has seen a very high number of Nepalese students. In 2020, there were 1,000+ students. And as of now, in 2022, by the year ends, we have 9,000+ students from Nepal. So you can see the growth of Nepalese students in Canada that has been exponential.
Okay, that's I want to connect with Sujit on this. If there is more than 9,000 students, obviously who are dealing with this consulting, or they are suggesting whatever you make, you guide them to the successful student in the Canada. Which kind of, so we already got 9,000+ students in one academic year. Sujit, my question is, which kind of challenges you are facing and students are facing in Canada before we are going for what they are excelling in Canada? I want to know something about Sujit ji.
Sure, thank you. One of the challenges that students might face is basically the new country. So everything is new. Talking about the perspective, the way they go into a place and get their basic needs, like let's just say groceries. So you have to go sometimes. You know how we have like open system. You can just go in the in areas and get it done. Get groceries from street, etc. Right now, here you go to the superstore. You basically catch a bus. You can monitor the tracking system. Like there's My Way, there's TTC, and everything. So that could be challenging at first to basically navigate how to go from one place to another, how to do banking, etc. And so what we do, a part of service Grid can provide is after they get all the visa, we do a pre-departure session where we normally tell them what do you exactly do after you land to Canada. So we basically start from before you leave Canada, what should be your mentality, how you should approach the new country, what are the opportunities you can get into, and we tell them basically have an open mind. This is a new country, you learn every day and you excel every day as well. We tell them uh, what bank to use, what to do, how to order coffees, how to network with people, and how to network with people in order to get jobs, how to make better rapport with colleges itself, use college services, use professor services, and really get to know people, each other, to network wider and get better services. So this could be lacking. This could be the biggest challenge. But once again, we help them give a brief scenario on how we can do it. Also, one of the biggest thing that they face is even after graduation, they might have challenges to get a job. We also provide if someone reaches out to us for information, we also provide those counseling as well for no charge. So that's really nice. We don't leave our students' hand. We basically guide them throughout the way. And I'm like, they call me our students, and even other students call us for services or even whatever problem we have. So what we try to do our best is to connect them to the right resources where they can get more information. So yes, that's.
Thank you, Sujit ji. I'm asking the Hariji, are you in line? I think, yeah, Hariji.
Hazur, namaste, Purna sir. Hazur, yes, I am in.
He's in a social line, he's in phone. Sorry about that. But my question is, how they excelling in the college education? Even Sujit says some challenges are there, some newcomers challenge, some logistic challenge, but how they are excelling in their education, the main purpose for first 1 or 2 years is the education, how they are really excelling, Nepalese student, how they are excelling in education, and how are they are balancing their life in education and life. So what education part you can see from Nepalese student? Hariji, I'm asking this question.
Hazur, Hazur, namaste. Thank you so much, Dr. Purna, for the opportunity. I'm sorry, I'm in Nepal right now and I forgot the meeting. I was outside, but anyways, I'm glad to be joining. So from my understanding, basically, when we enroll students, that is the first, I would say, first phase that that we would make sure that those students who are really coming to Canada, they are coming here for the reason. In other words, if they are coming here for a study, whatever their goal is, obviously to get a Canadian degree, we make sure that we select those particular students. So when we screen the students for enrollment, obviously for admissions, we make sure that they meet enough with their academic academic grades, academic percentage, and then language requirements. Now, also, like Sujit said, we do offer them pre-departure session. That is when we prepare a student basically for their entire journey from Nepal to Canada, and that's where I usually give a brief intro or session about Canada, basically about Canadian education system, how they have to register for courses after they got the admission, how they have to register for courses, how they can attend classes, all sorts of stuff, right? So what I have seen so far is all of our students, they have been able to achieve good grades, obviously, and they have been able to graduate. And also because Canada has such a great education system, like Prashant mentioned earlier, short-term courses, 2 years, 3 years of diplomas, and then PGs. So basically, student, they are prepared when, once they, from the very beginning, when they come and talk to us in our offices in Nepal, we make sure that they are quite aware of the entire scenario, basically, number of grade hours they have to do, number of days they have to put it in into school, obviously brief about course outline or syllabus, so we try to give as much detail or as much what do you call it, like transparent information that they would exactly face and feel when they are in Canada. And we have been quite successful in doing that. And as a result, most of our students have been able to get good grades and been able to achieve their degrees in time.
Thank you. Perfect, Hariji. I even didn't know you were in Nepal, but we met quite a few days ago in Canada. I think you will have enjoy full stay over there. I will be come with in a break.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm
No problem.
more in. I'm going to Prashant. So basically, the education system Canada is very expensive. You know that. I know that. I'm in Canada. Sujit know that. Hari knows it. All people know that. So is this the per capita income in Nepal and per capita expenditure in Canada, how this kind of financial decision our students are doing, and if there is any more stressful for Nepalese student in Canada because of a fee structure in Canada, or what do you say, Prashant? Not only Nepal, or most basically in South Asia region, Prashant, this is the one of the burning issue, and every day as a parent, as a guide, of some they say they have this meeting challenges to paying fee and this continue their education. What's the real situation in ground, Prashant?
Yes, so means it's a very important question, Dr. Purna, and we do understand based on the GDP and other factors and currency conversion also, it becomes expensive for students coming from South Asia, from Nepal, from India, from different countries to pay a higher tuition. When you convert the currency, it becomes expensive. So we do advise students to be financially prepared. Means there are different financial sources. They can take student loan. Many students, we know that they do take loans also before they come, because financial stress is something we don't want students to face. And as you know, Toronto is also expensive, the cost of housing, the cost of living. And since COVID, due to inflation also, it has increased. We do inform students in our pre-departure sessions, in our meetings with students' parents, what would be the estimated cost of living, as well as the cost of education, so that they can be prepared for their education. As well as you may know that although the students are allowed to work part-time, and temporarily the government has allowed them to work full-time until few more months. So there is an opportunity for students to subsidize their living expense, that while they are in Canada, while they are studying, they are able to work part-time. So that is also helpful for students, that the opportunity which Canadian government provides them, that while studies they can work, as well as after they complete the studies, they have opportunity to work full time. So if they have taken a student loan from a financial institution, so while they are working full time, then they have they can save, and then they can pay back that funds. But yes, it is very important for them to prepare their budget before they come, so that they don't get into the financial stress. At least for first few months, that they should have sufficient funds to take care of their day-to-day expenses also. Because when you move to a new country, it's a different environment. There's an element of cultural shock, as Sujit was also saying, that this is one of the challenge we face from students, that when they're coming here, how to buy the groceries, how to do different things, and even for job search also, because the way the job market is in Ontario, in Canada, it is different from Nepal. So I think what Hari is doing at his end, that he's preparing students before they come, and because he lives in Canada, and people like Hari, Sujit, they are able to share those things with the students, so that when they come, they are prepared, and also because now they have team members here, they're able to take care of them. So we all are together in this, like from college, we are offering student services and support like airport pickup, health insurance. So all together, I think collectively we are able to provide students the services they need.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a very explanation, but when this boat sail is smooth, there is smooth. Most of the students, they have very good good education experience as well as personal transition education. But in society, in anywhere, we see if there is some have problem, that is more chatter, and that's definitely we have to look after that. We'll continue on discussion on that more both because if you have you cannot distinguish between personal side and education side. Personal side affecting education side again affecting personal side. We'll discuss on later on. So I have some few announcements that I just want to share. It's not related to education, but this another community program is going on today. So today is a Nepalese community in London, in Ontario. They have the community free tax cleaning service. It's the 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Its location is Motcamp Secondary School, 1350 Highway Avenue, North London. यहाँ चाहिँ ट्याक्स फाइलिङको काम भइरहेको छ र हाम्रो सिपी शरद पौडेल लगायत अन्यले चाहिँ फ्रीमा ट्याक्स क्लिनिक भइरहेको छ र त्यहाँ एक्चुअल तपाईले ट्याक्स भर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ। विशेष गरेर चाहिँ लो इन्कमको लागि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ यो टार्गेट गरेको हो। 35,000 भन्दा तल पर इयर इन्कम भएको स्टुडेन्ट भयो अथवा न्यू कमरहरुको लागि टार्गेट गरेको हो। सो not for the self-employment or other business, but for and you have to bring some government IDs in number and whatever bring for the T4 or whatever social. So you have to bring that. So again, announcement: Nepalese community in London, in Ontario, they are running tax clinic today, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please go and join and grab this opportunity. It's free of cost. Also, in program-wise, tomorrow we are doing this free tax session. Is a discussion about this is not tax clinic, but this is a tax session. Tax clinic हामीले गर्न गइरहेको छौं भोलि ग्लोबल क्यानाडा टेलिभिजनमा बिहान 9 बजेदेखि 10 बजेसम्म हाम्रो सिपिए मदन पोखरेल र सीए हाम्रो विशाल घिमिरेको हाम्रो शो चलाइरहेका छौं भने next week we have very big lineup. Housing market is very cooling down and now it looks like spring is here. So maybe housing market feels different in coming days. So for housing market, we are preparing and realtor Jimmy Ghimire, realtor Kamala Tiwari, and mortgage broker, mortgage specialist or Gise mortgage Swami Amrita Bhattarai. They will be in our show next Saturday and Sunday. We are doing with Utsav beer. If you heard our customer and our viewer, is a Nepalese origin beer, Utsav beer in Canada from Nepalese, an entrepreneur and the Bhumi Ghimire, as well as the brewer master Saurav Singh Thakuri is coming in our show to share their ideas. He studies here in Canada in brewery, and he started his own journey to make a brewery in Canada. That's the very fascinating story. We have to listen next week. And finally, in the 1st of April, how the dental care in our immigrant community affecting, and the Dr. Nilu Kesari, he has a dental clinic in Mississauga and Toronto. She was sharing her experience. So that's the from program highlights, and I also thank all our sponsor in this program, advertiser. Thank you very much. So going back to our show, I will request Prashanta. So if you say 1, 2, 3 for the Nepalese student particularly come to Canada to study, what is your suggestion? Do this 1, 2, 3 do, and 1, 2, 3 don't do 3. So what will be? I don't know. You have the list here, but it's I don't know. But you are in so many years in education sector or this sector, you know. So what 1, 2, 3 they have to do, and what 1, 2, 3 they don't have to do to be successful study in Canada and post study in Canada. Prashanta.
Thank you, Dr. Purna. First of all, the most important thing for students is to do their research. So they should do their research of the location where they're going, the college they're going to study, and also the program. So they should do their homework very well, that what their goals are. And also many times there is a mismatch of program, what student can do and what the student has chosen. So they when they come here, they are interested to change the program because they are not able to make up in the current program. So that also students should understand that they should relate it to their background and experience so that they have a soft landing. And the other important thing for them is to understand the academic environment in Canada, that it could be different from the countries from where they are coming. That here the focus should be on self-learning as well, like while they are writing their assignment and project work, there should be like sense of a creativity. They should not indulge into academic misconduct, for example plagiarism, copying from internet. Now we have technology also helping students, so they should avoid those things. So these would be the three things I would say that if students will keep into mind, they will be successful. And again, because we are creating a window of opportunity for them through education, if they focus on their education, they complete their education with good grades, they will be more successful because it's an outcome based education. Whatever they will study, they're going to apply, and if they keep a focus, they are going to be very successful in Canada.
Thank you very much. मैले अलिकति नेपालीमा सोधेँ सुजितलाई, नेपाली. So most people are complaining consultancy जुन तपाईले सर्भिस दिनुभएको छ, they doesn't inform all पुरै कुराहरु नभनेर हामीले चाहिँ अलिकति सुरुको दिनमा चाहिँ निकै दुःख पाइरहेको भन्ने चाहिँ एकदम धेरै सुनिएको छ. अब हुन त तपाईहरुको जब लिमिटेड छ, कति गर्ने भन्ने तपाईहरुसँग लिमिटेड छ, र पनि तपाईहरुले आफ्नो लिमिट भन्दा पनि बाहिर हेल्प पनि पक्कै गरिराख्नु भएको छ. त्यस्तो खालको जस्तो चाहिँ यहाँको चाहिँ सुरुको सेटलमेन्टको लागि उनीहरुको आशा हुन्छ. त्यसलाई चाहिँ तपाईहरुले र नेप्लिज कम्युनिटीका अरु मानिसहरुले कसरी सँगै सहकार्य गर्यो भने कसरी त्यो ट्रान्जिसन स्मुथ हुन्थ्यो होला. सुजितजी तपाईले टाइमको पाबन्दी नराखिकन मजाले तपाईले एक्सप्लेन गर्नु होला. सुजितजी नेपालीमा भन्नुभयो हुन्छ, हाम्रो दर्शकहरु नेपालीमा छन् र नेपालमै छन्.
हजुर. Yeah, okay. So यसमा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि कन्सल्टेन्सीहरुले गर्ने के त भन्दाखेरि पहिला सुरुमा चाहिँ म के भन्छु भन्दाखेरि हजुर यस्तो कन्सल्टेन्सी समाउनुस् जसको एउटा Canada-ko, I think I'll be better if I speak in English. Sorry, I'm just
okay, no problem. Yeah.
So sorry about that one.
Yeah.
So first, what we do is we basically first is where to get the information and how to get the information. Canada Immigration has basically made sure that the authorized IRCC and the college representative are the one who should have who should give more authorized information. We are authorized by IRCC to provide immigration services legally. So with that, what we do is we do ethical sourcing. That's more important to us. So we basically try to, whenever a student walk into our consultancy, which is majorly in Chitwan in Nepal, we basically ask questions to better understand our students. Try to see, not forcing them to study our choice, or we send colleges where we get where we have like quotas to fill. No, we don't do that. We basically help student understand their need, and we'll tell them, ask for the budget, and we'll tell them where it would be beneficial for them to study. That's the first part, and maybe that's why we are different than others, or I'm not sure how others are conducting, but I can never say on that. But what we do is we focus on our student. We do we help them choose the best programs so they can better prospect in their life, and with that we give them options where to go. It's not that we only force them to go to Toronto or North Bay, etc. We give them idea of how Canada is. A lot of questions, many times people say, oh, Canada is cold. Yes, for sure it is, but we'll tell them how to get protective gears as well, and how I prepare myself as well, so they better know the scenario as well. So with that in place, we basically give them the right information, right? Ethical sourcing is what we focus on, and we help them. So with that all in place, also I tell students honestly that you're only allowed to work 20 hours, and you should really focus on study. And the other thing is, you also mentioned about basically the funds, and I tell them upfront, the ranges start anywhere from $10,000 all the way up to $24,000, depending on which institution you go. But the benefit associated with that might be different. You might go to a remote place and study a program for 10,000. I'm not sure if it's even relevant now, but at one point, yeah, there was a place where you can go for 10,000. But really, what are the resources you get? What are the resources you get coming in Toronto versus going to the remote places? So we basically tell them each and everything, because we really, when it comes to education, it's the biggest investment, and we want to make sure the investment is backed up by an immigration consultant or a team who has expertise on this knowledge and who knows Canada really well. So that's our goal. And with that in place, yes, of course, there might be people who are here who haven't been able to get the right information. But once again, if someone reaches out to us, or we give them right information and just say what you can do, what are your students' rights and responsibilities in Canada, because a lot of people, they don't know that they can also change the institution. We normally, so we don't just ask people to change the institution, but we really, we try to understand the scenario, the problem they're facing, and see where we can become a bridge to help them not only to study, but also to integrate into the Canadian society. So that's what we basically do. And as a community, what a Nepalese society and other society can do is have a help center. I'm sure Nepalese people have that particular help center in place. So if students come through, come for support, and we have had a lot of people support, we provide assistance as well. They would tell their problems, and you in the past have referred some student, or basically who were having issues, and we try our best to help them. And there were different scenarios. There was one student who came in who was actually facing a bit of challenge, or rather his mind was everywhere. So we asked, we couldn't get a hold of him, so we just asked his colleagues rather to say this is his approach. He should be reaching out. There's many services. So without, also, although we didn't have direct contact with the student, we just asked anyone if they're really good with him, help him, and ask him to get to the right resources. So those are the services we as a consultant and we as a community member can provide to the student to better, to make their stay better in Canada.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Can you add something, Hariji, if you're listening us? Can you add your some thought in Sujit? How we can smooth transition of a student in this Canadian life?
यस्तो यस्तो छ डाक्टर साहब ओके म थोरै नेपालीमा भनौँ कि इङ्ग्लिसमा भनौँ नेपालीमा भनौँ होला है
No problem. Yeah.
So कस्तो छ भने मैले चाहिँ अब I don't want to make it sound like I'm doing marketing of my own organization, but anyways, I am representing Can Consulting Services. We are one of the student recruiting consulting agency in Nepal, and I just registered that company in Canada as well. And I'm proud to say that I am a proud partner with Seneca. So being that said, when I started this business, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, I started with the mentality that I want to make sure that I would provide a service to the student, which I did not get. So when I went to US back in 2002, sadly, I did went through a consultancy. But now what happened was, I applied for one university, and then I applied for one program, and I ended up in some other university and another program, and not knowing anything about that place, not knowing anything about, obviously, about the country, the education system, all those stuff that we would face exactly right after we land into that country. So, this is what my service has been mainly focused into. That's why I keep saying, I want to provide this transparent service. These days, students know almost everything, like Prashant said earlier, that we have to make sure that we make sure our students do plenty of research before they come to us. And also, simple things like when they are writing a SOP, statement of purpose, for their visa application, we make sure that they do write it by themselves, where they have to put all of these aspects in there, why they are choosing Canada, where they are going, why they are choosing this particular program, college, and all that stuff. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, when students come to me, I want to make sure that a student know every single of the detail that or the process that follows after That has been one of the main focus of my business, of our business, and that is what I believe would make easier for our students when they land, or obviously when they during their journey from Nepal to Canada. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि जति पनि हामीले जस्तो जति पनि त्यो shortfall of experience जुन मैले भोगेको थिएँ, all those experience that I have achieved in the past, I want to make sure, and I have always been trying to making sure that those students or our students would not face those issues. So this is what we basically focus on, and I believe this would make the consulting business more practical and more ethical, and as well as more efficient for the students.
Awesome, thank you very much, Hariji. It's clearly stated. So we are almost in the end of the show, almost 1 hour we are talking. So our total goal is, first is Seneca is there, is one of the representative college. We have he says more than 2,000 community college or the government funded college. We have several university and several other private college too. So but we are talking specifically, he's this employee of the Seneca or affiliated, so we are more targeted on that. It doesn't mean that we are promoting Seneca, we are not promoting others. It's not, but it's an education system, and we have the lots of Nepalese students in Seneca. Also in this overall 9,000 is a very big number. So Prashant, so do our immigration system and the student service center are really resourceful to cater all these unknown students from the remote part of the globes? They come study and learn. How our system as a Canadian, as a Canadian community, as a Canadian citizen, as a Canadian looking for the Canadians better. So how our system is coping these international students? So do we have enough resources from our community level and our government level? That's the question for Prashant.
So, like everyone is trying there to help students, like as Hari is saying about his consultancy services, how they are providing. Similarly, we are providing international services, international student services to students. But, it is always, there is a need for improvement and to do more. For example, in Seneca, we are now establishing a health and wellness center, because we feel that the mental health and the wellness for students is also very important. So we are providing those counseling services, but in a broader way, that center is also being discussed, and then that will be adding a value-added services. Also, from students' point of view, also when they engage with the other student community, we have Seneca Student Federation, so that also provides them an opportunity to lead and to grow and nurture their extracurricular activities. So we do a lot of international days, like different festivals, Holi, Diwali, then Christmas, all these different festival celebrations. So how students can be involved, so that adds to their satisfaction, not only just the studies, but beyond studies, beyond the classroom, how we can engage them, like what you are doing today by having this kind of speaker series, listening to some successful Nepalese Canadians, taking them as a role model to be successful. I think that positivity, and that is what I think we need to do more on, that to engage with the students so that they are on the right track and they become more successful. So these are my thoughts. This all we are doing, but there's always ways and needs of improvement, and we can work together on it.
Okay, thank you, Prashant. So we are almost in the end of the show. It's almost 1 hour. So last take-home message from this Hariji, then I will come Sujit and Prashant, and I will wrap up the session. Hariji, take-home message, few words.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purnakamil. It's a pleasure to be here, and I really feel honored to be sharing screen with Prashant. Just a quick message to the students. Obviously, my message will be towards those students who are dreaming their life and future career ahead in Canada. So yes, before you step on, or before you plan something, make sure you do a good amount of research as to which country obviously you want to grow. If you are planning to go to Canada, make sure you know at least bits and bits about Canada, how the country is, what the education system is, what are the colleges, what kind of programs they offer, and obviously, cost and location, every single detail. So for those kind of information, obviously you can reach out to the college website, IRCC website, and obviously we are there in person as well. Our office is located in Putali Sarak and Banesur. Can Consulting Services. You can reach out to me while I'm in Nepal and while I'm in Canada at my number. So again, thank you so much. All the best wishes to our students, and thank you so much again, Dr. Khan.
Same the take-home message from the Sujit ji. I want to few messages, particularly what you do in future and what a student do future for successful educational journey from Nepal to Canada. Sujit Paudyal ji.
Right. So when you're trying to come to a foreign land, once again, research is more important. Try to find more information about Canada. Nowadays, there's YouTube. Many things are here. There's bloggers who blog about it every day, about the parts you like. So you can choose, you can kind of see and get a feel of where you want to study through those vlogs as well. So look into those, look into the lifestyle. If you or your child want to come to Canada, I suggest you to reach out to C2 Sky Education, which is basically in Chitwan. That's our sister corporation. It's in Tisa Complex site, Chowk, Bharatpur, Nepal. And if you are in Canada, you can contact my phone, 416-949-2167. We try to help you and get to know you better, so it can help you secure the best possible education that would help you move forward in your life as well. So we're open to serve you, and you should always do your research and contact us, contact one of the professionals to get you started to come to Canada.
Thank you, Sujit. We not only highlight or spotlight the better thing in life, but there is some downside also studying abroad, living abroad, operating abroad in later age. So that challenge is always aside, and especially this harsh climatic country, like from the winter is so long, still we are outside where the snow is there. So coming from this, where is Nepal is some part of Nepal is already 40 degrees Celsius now, and some is very good weather. That's one challenge. Another is currency challenge that Prashanta says that gross income there and gross income there doesn't mismatch, and they have the challenge for this student. So, but my final words to the Prashant Srivastava, if I correct rightly, he is a Recruitment Director for South Asia, including Middle East. And so, what is your final take-home message, particularly students from Nepal and students who are already in Seneca? It's your free time, so let's say 2, 3, 4 minutes, and we'll wrap up session. Prashant Srivastava.
Thank you, Dr. Purna. So as everyone is saying about students to do their homework, I will also ask students also to remain focused when they come here, because as you know, like there is an element of cultural shock. It takes time to adjust and acclimatize in the new environment. We all have come to Canada like from our different places. So we do see that, yes, it takes time to get adjusted. So while they are doing so, they should remain focused for their long-term objective, which is through the Canadian education. As long as students are able to manage that time so they don't get into the negativity of the cultural shock, and keep positivity and grow their network, because in Canada, as you know, networking opportunities are the gateway for jobs also. And students should also get into engagements of student federation. They should look into doing volunteer work as well. So these important aspects of Canadian society, how we are able to build it together. I think if students are able to better integrate, make friends with other nationalities, not only just make friends with Nepalese, but talk to students from other countries, from Africa, from Europe. And that's what the value of international education is, that you are coming and you are immersing into an environment where you are making friends of different countries and be respectful to different cultures also. So I think these, I would say, would be my parting words, that students, when they are able to integrate well and they are able to mix in the diversity of Canada, they are going to add value to our Canadian society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prashant. So today we discuss about this, how education system in post-secondary education in Canada, particularly focused on Seneca, and our education consultancy, who are both Nepal and Canada. They are serving students in different colleges and universities and different programs. So we listen their side. Another program, we will listen from student side. So in that time, this panelist will be in the ground, student will be in the top. We'll listen students their version. So that make in meaningful dialogue that if they are feeling rightly what you are saying, or they are, so both for successful of education, you must have to focus on education. There is no choice. After 1 year or 2 year education, then you will, the door is open in Canada. Life is difficult, but life is not easy elsewhere also. So Canada is most tolerable countries in terms of, and now we have very large Nepalese diaspora. So you can interact with each other and you can grow. Even some students, they are in even just after the college, they are already becoming entrepreneur, and very good ecosystem we have. Support system, yes, there is competition because it's bright minded here. There is always competition. And thank you, 3 of our guests, including another 4th guest, Ram Khadka, who cannot manage today because he's outside this region. And also thank you, Hariji, from joining us from Nepal, and Sujit ji from, I think, Kitchener, and Prashant ji from Toronto. And me, Purna Kandel from Brampton. So thank you very much for watching this. I'm just closing this streaming, and in a few minutes we will be in the. Thank you very much for our listener, our viewer, and as today's program's sponsor, advertiser, Visaret Immigration Consultancy. I also thank Nandini and Bhim Pokhrel in this show. And thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'm with you, your host and owner of this Global Canada Television, Dr. Purna Kandel from Toronto. Namaste. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.